guys, Christina here. So today's video is gonna be all about contouring for beginners. This video was requested by Sam. Sam, thank you for requesting this video. Before anything else, why do we contour? We contour to make our face appear a bit smaller than it looks. The ideal face shape is oval, so that's what we're trying to achieve. Basically, when we contour, we want to contour the parts of our face that look a bit wider and work towards that. So for example, my face, I have a rounded squared face, well, meaning it's a bit round, and I have a very defined jawline. So what I want to do to basically make my face look a bit oval is to shade the parts of my face that's wide. For example, my temples, my forehead, my cheekbone, and my jawline, just so to create shadow that would basically make my face appear smaller. And the good thing about makeup is you can, at the end of the day, you can remove it, have your clean face back. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. I would divide the contour product into two: the cream and stick contour and then the powder contour. Personally, I use powder contour on a daily basis. Even with my tutorials, I always use powder contour products because I just prefer that. I feel like it's easier to work with, and especially for beginners, I would say powder contour is easier to work with. So when would I use cream contour? I'll use it on days when I need my contour to last longer. Say if I have a party to attend to and I want my contour to look more defined, and if I have a night out, then I'll use a cream contour because it will last longer on my face. So yeah, now in terms of contour shades, there are different shades, but I personally prefer the shades similar to the Hullaby Benefit. This is the perfect shade for me, I feel. Now, there are contour shades that are a bit grayish, which for me personally I don't like because it may appear dirty on my skin. That's just my personal opinion. And there's some contour products that are a bit orangey, which doesn't look natural at all, because when you contour, you want to create that shadow on your face, right? Now if you use an orangey product, then it doesn't look like shadow. Anyway, so the perfect shade for me would be in between, which is something similar to this. Now, if you're looking for contour products that are in the more affordable side, I would recommend the BYS Contour Trio. I really like this contour palette, and the shade is not too orangey and not too gray, so I really like this. Another product I would recommend is this contour shade from EB Advanced. I think this shade is also a nice shade for contour. In terms of contour brushes, I like using this type of contour brush. This is synthetic and it's like a flat brush. So if you can see, it's really flat and then it goes like this. Another brush that I usually use would be an angled brush like this. So this one is from e.l.f. And at the end of the day, it's really up to your personal preference. So these two are the brushes I normally use to contour. For nose contour, I normally just use this brush or the contour brush that I use for my face. But if I want a really precise nose contour, then I would use a slanted eyeshadow brush that looks like this, because this makes it easier for me to blend like this. Now for cream contour, you can use a foundation which is darker than your skin tone, or use a cream conceal and contour palette, something like this, something similar to this. This is just something that I have that I would like to show you as an example. Highlight shades and the contour shade, which is normally the darker shade, and you can customize it and mix and match to create the shade that you like. Now another product that you can use is a stick contour. The one I have here is from the brand Maybelline. This is their V-Face Duo Stick by Face Studio. It has the contour shade, which is this side, and highlight shade, which is on the other side. So for this video, I'm gonna use a stick contour on this side and then a powder contour on the other side, just so I can show you how it looks, because again, at the end of the day, it really depends on your personal preference and which one is easier for you. So I've already applied my base. I've applied the NYX Pore Filler as my primer, and then for foundation, I've used the Matte and Poreless from the brand Maybelline. Then now I'm gonna conceal and highlight using my all-time favorite, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in number 10 Light. Just like how I normally do it, I'm gonna apply it on the areas that I want to highlight, which are my under eye area, the bridge of my nose area, which I have some discoloration, my chin, and my forehead. These are the areas I want to bring forward, so I'm highlighting. So I'm just creating like a rectangular shape here on my nose and my nose area, my chin, and then my forehead. There you go. Then to blend, I like using a beauty sponge. This is the Real Technique sponge. Right, so there you go. So as you can see, it definitely highlighted these areas that I wanted to bring forward. Now let's move on to contour. For the cream contour side or stick contour side, I'm gonna use a beauty sponge to blend, again because it's a cream contour and I feel like it's easier to blend. How do you know where to put the product? Always put the product below your cheekbone. Now you can do this, or you can use like a brush and put it just above your ear here, and then measure it towards your mouth like this. So you want to apply your contour right here and then stop where your eye ends. So you should end here and then up here, right? So let's do that now. And then for my forehead, I feel like my forehead is a bit rounder or wider, so I wanna contour this and make it appear smaller. So I'll apply some over here and then just a bit more. Then because my jawline is really defined, now I want to make it appear a bit smaller, so I'll apply some product on my jawline, just above it, all the way to my chin. And because I want a more defined chin, I'll just apply some more here. Right, now it's time to blend. So when you blend, you don't want to drag the product, rather you just pat it in. So like this. Not sure if you can see that. Yeah. Then on my forehead. One thing though, please make sure that when you're applying the contour shade, you also drag it all the way to your hairline so that it looks even. And then my jawline. Alright, there you go. As you can see, if you look at this side, this is without contour, this is with contour. This side is definitely looking more defined and it looks a bit slimmer than this side. So if you're someone who likes a more defined contoured look, then you can add more product. Just for the sake of this demo, let me just add some more. But normally, I would go for a natural look. Then after applying the cream contour, I will set it first because it's cream and I don't want it to crease or look oily on my skin. So I'll use a translucent powder just to set it and still retain the contour color that I've just applied. I'll just pat it in. Alright, so on this side, I'm gonna apply the powdered contour. Before I do that, I'll set it first with translucent powder, like how I normally do it. Now this step makes it easier for me to blend the powdered contour. That's why I always do this step first before I apply the contour product. Now on this side, I didn't set it with powder before I apply the contour stick because if I do, it will affect the texture of the stick contour or cream contour. So yeah. Now I'm gonna apply the contour powder. I'm gonna use the Hula by Benefit and I'll use the contour brush, this one, the flat one. Just packing the product and then tapping off the excess because you don't want to apply too much on the first go because it'll be harder to blend eventually. So I just like to apply it little by little and then just build it up. So I'm just gonna do this, yeah, or the fish face. And then just blend. I just feel like it's really easier using a powder. And then my forehead, my jawline. And if you want to build it up, you can always do that. For the cream contour side, after setting it, if you feel like you want to intensify it more, then you can apply powdered contour products on top of it, just a very light layer, just to enhance it a bit more. So I'll just first complete the rest of my makeup, then I'll come back. Right, so for the nose contour, I'm gonna use a concealer brush, a small concealer brush, and then just pack on some product, then just slowly contour my nose. So the idea is to make your nose appear thinner, and then I'm just gonna spread the product using the same brush, just slowly. There you go. Now I normally would use my fingers to like even out the product a bit, so I am just tapping it. Now for the other side, I'm gonna use a slanted eyeshadow brush and just pack on some product. Now make sure you tap off the excess because you don't want to apply too much. It's gonna be hard to blend if you do that. So just a little, and then we can slowly build it up later on. Now if I want to make my nose look a bit lifted, I'll apply some product here. If I want to make my nose rails look thinner, then I'll apply some on the sides as well. Let me just apply some here. And again, same thing. If I feel like I've applied too much, then I'll just use my fingers to tap it off and even out the product. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you find this helpful. And again, it really depends on which product you prefer. If you like a cream contour product or a powdered contour product. Now I personally like powdered contour product because I find it easier to work with and easier to blend as long as I set my base before I apply the contour product. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!